Welcome to the Florida Tennessee postgame live show. And, you know, we're kind of at a point now where these results, they don't really even affect you at this point. Or
No,
me, I should say. I
I've never
figured
been
you
this
were also
numb.
in the same in
I've
the
never been
same
this
boat as
numb.
me.
Yeah.
Like losses have always no matter the loss, if we're bad, we're good. Like I think it's also kind of just getting older, and
Yeah.
realizing it happens. But any loss used to kill me. I used to do I was like 8 years old. I did wrestling, and I was really small when I was a child. So I was like in a really small division, and there was only a couple kids there, and I beat them pretty easily. So they're like, okay, it's your first tournament here. We're gonna move you up a class, and I lost. It's like, hey, I'm moving up a class to fight these kid. I cried all the way back home because I lost those fights or
Yeah.
matches, or fight, whatever. No, so losing always has hit me hard, but this year is where it started, where losing's just kind of, it happens. That's kind of where I'm at this point.
It not only happens, but it's expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running out of things to say about this team. I mean, like, frankly, it seems like this staff and these players don't care, so I don't see why I should. Just being real. Yeah, I mean, heading for the worst season in modern program history. Streak
Yeah.
ended. For a while it looked like that shutout streak was going to end here too. I mean, I'll just be fully transparent. I cover college football at the national level for a living. I like Florida has been relegated to a spot in the quad box for about the last month. Tonight, I've moved on to other priorities. I had it on, but
Really?
this was just
Oh, okay.
very quickly a game I decided not worth much of my focus. So, I mean, which is an insane thing to say about a Florida Tennessee game under any circumstances, but yeah, I mean, it's just not much else to say. Just incredibly disappointing. Hard to believe we've sunk this low. I mean, I feel like I've come on here 3 or 4 times this year and said this feels like a new low, but this really feels like a new low.
Yeah. Let's get to some comments here. Of course, JLB was here a couple minutes before we went live. No shutout, and they scored 11. Hey, good teams, great teams win the second half. We went 11-0 in the second half. So we might be a great team, maybe. Close one, fellas. Hey, close one if you just count the second half. Yeah, Kenny Roberts. Good evening, fellas. Can't wait till this staff is gone. It's not just a staff. It's just like it's everything, the whole team right now. Obviously this staff is not good. There's some good coaches on this staff right now, but I think it's a combination of everything. And I saw someone tweet it out. I can't remember who it was, but they made a tweet saying Billy Napier really was the best guy out there calling plays because he's the smartest guy there. And that wasn't a promotion of Billy Napier. That was just saying the people he surrounded himself with on the offensive side of the ball. Because is there outside of Billy Gonzalez, is there anyone on this offensive staff who feels like they're qualified to coach here? I mean, okay, Jaluk.
Yeah, I mean, but like in terms of the guys that are now playing an influential role in the offense, I mean, and no disrespect intended, like maybe these guys end up having successful careers, but it's just a fact of the matter. Ryan O'Hara and Russ Callaway are not qualified to be the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator of the Florida Gators. Again, nothing against them. They may be qualified for a job like that one day. They might get something after this and it'll work out. But when you look at what their track records are, like these guys just should not be in the positions they are. The fact that Billy's offensive staff was, him obviously being out of his depth as a play caller paired with, other guys on his staff who are just underqualified offensively. I mean, you just really see it. And I mean, I was excited to see after they fired Billy, just to see like what a different offensive play caller would look like. Man, it's more of the same. Nothing has really changed fundamentally.
I think there is some. I mean, we noticed against Georgia a lot less motion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there is a little bit of a difference, but I think we're at the point now where it doesn't really even matter.
I mean, you're not going to install a new offense during a bye week or the weeks that follow. So, like, should have probably tempered our expectations even more. But yeah, I mean, you're right. There's some things that I think, like, formationally, I think they've done some things that are a little bit more conducive to Florida being successful. But, like, I think this offense, just from a design standpoint, is kind of rotten to the core. And glad we only have one more game of it, I guess.
Yeah, this is by far the worst. Yeah, at this point, I mean, I think year one was a pretty solid team that just collapsed at the end of the year. Year two, such a weird team. I mean, obviously they collapsed even worse at the end of year two, losing 5 straight and not like 3 straight like the year one team did. I mean, both those teams had decent offenses. Like, I mean, last year also with lag. Yeah, it's weird. The offenses consistently has got worse from every year. Like, we look back at Anthony Richardson, and he was a very inconsistent QB. He had bad games. He had some great games. Our run game was still pretty solid that year. And then year two, you lose him, but the offense is consistently solid with Mertz. And then, year three, you have some inconsistencies with Mertz and Lagway, but, get something going with some games. And this year, it's just been a total crapshoot. I mean, what's our highest point total outside the Stanford or the
LIU
Long Island game?
Yeah. Whatever we scored on Mississippi State, probably, right?
Okay, yeah. Well, no.
What did we score? What was the final score of that game?
Was it 23-21?
Was that it?
Then we scored 20. I think it was. Yeah, 23-21.
Okay.
So we scored 24 on Ole Miss, 20 on Georgia, 29 against Texas.
Jeez, man.
So we'll see what happens against FSU. I think I feel like if we ran the ball every single play of that game, this would have been a game where it's like, it's not like you're not being like this was competitive, but it's like, oh, okay, it's still only 2 scores with 10 minutes and you have the ball. Like, I think we ran the ball at a pretty high success rate with Jaden Ball today. Yeah. And it's not like he broke off a couple big runs to make it look better. Like, the first half, we only ran the ball like 4 times in the first half for some reason, where it was averaging like 5 yards a carry.
Well, for some reason is it was 21-0 12 minutes into the game. That's the for some reason.
I mean, I think when we went down, it was like 14-0 or 21-0. We had the drive right after that. We ran the ball twice, 5 yards, and then like 7 yards, and got a first down. The next 3, so pass incomplete, pass play. This DJ Lagway scrambles, and you may even remember this play. DJ Lagway scrambles on this play, has a clear first down. For some reason, decides to juke a defender. And he ends up being a yard short, and then we hurry up on a 4th and 1 to do a QB scramble or a tush push there, QB dive, whatever, and we don't get it. And so it was like we called 3 straight pass plays, and then you called the QB dive there. When we just ran the ball for 5+ yards on back-to-back plays, like I don't understand what we were doing. And you saw it, Jaden Ball, was running really well in the second half, and it was the same in the first. We just didn't do it enough. Like, it's a respectable game if you just run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of what we've seen from Jaden Ball this year, which is just continuing to find ways to produce, even when the holes aren't there, even when
the holes were there.
Line.
The offensive line, I thought,
there were times, but I mean, there were also times where dude was like getting contact to the line of scrimmage and still just burst through, made jukes, made guys miss, and got 7 yards out of something that probably should have been 3. I mean, he's just a machine. I hope Florida can keep him around next year. There's not many players on this team I would be like devastated if Florida didn't have next year, but Ball would be a bummer.
Yeah, I think running back is something that's like, it's one of those, we've talked about it before. It's one of those positions where you can replace it. I would love to keep Ball
to an extent.
We'll see if we get like Lane Kiffin, and if you're replacing Ball with Kawan Lacey, to say it's like. That's like an even, I mean, that's a trade you make there. You're not complaining about that at all. But, like, if you lose Ball and then you see what happens, like, we'll see what happens there. I'd love to keep Ball. I mean, could you imagine Ball and Lacey in the same backfield?
Well, it's just like speaking of the Ole Miss example. I mean, they had this. They lost Quinshon Judkins, thought they could replace him in the aggregate. That didn't really work out. So I mean, certainly there
I
are
think
levels to this.
they also lost Ulysses Bentley for most of the year, and when he came back, I think he had like back-to-back 100-yard rushing games against. No, he had it against. Yeah, I think Duke game. Did he play in the Duke game? I can't remember, but against Mississippi State, he definitely had over 100 yards. But yeah, you got to have a good running back, but it's not something you should freak out over if you lose. Let's get a little bit more of these comments here. Yeah, they can't play like this if you're making $100,000. So, here's the
thing. A lot of them are making a lot more than that, my friend.
That is true. Apparently, Western Kentucky's got a defensive touchdown.
Wait, really?
Against LSU. What's the score in that game? I know it was 13-3.
It was 13-3 last I saw LSU.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you see LSU is like not going to score 25 points against an FBS team this year. They haven't yet. Oh, wow. They're not going to tonight. And then they got Oklahoma to close out the season. So I doubt they will in that game either.
So it's 13-9 PAT pending. And I mean, yeah, okay, it's good. With 1:05 left, they have no timeout. So if they get an onside kick, it's not they're not far from field goal range to tie it up. Yeah. I mean, 13. I mean, what's funny here? Western Kentucky they're a good group of 5 team. They're 8-2, but they're not known for their defense. Tyson Holton's runs a program that's known for its offense. So getting shut down.
I think Michael Van Buren's having a rough game. I haven't watched much, but it seems like he's having a rough game.
Yeah, they have not. He's been getting bailed out by the defense.
Yeah,
like a couple turnovers for Western Kentucky. But getting back here, yeah, they can't play like this if they're making $100,000. I mean, our walk-on safety, Braden Sladen, is definitely not making $100,000.
True.
Yeah,
I mean, just also we're at a point where like the injury and the availability with the personnel is just unbelievable. I mean, again, I don't know
20% of our roster.
Dude, it's insane. Like, I mean, again, I don't like. I kind of think it's lazy to be like, this is on the strength and conditioning staff because injuries can be anything. But like, man, it gets to a point where it's like, I don't know what's going on here, but this is abnormal compared to the rest of the SEC.
I mean, yeah, I think it's also like the point where everyone's opting out at this point. Like, but let's see if Western Kentucky can get this onside kick. That would be crazy. Hold up.
You got to tell me I don't have it up right now.
Oh, they're switching things up. They got them in the move. And LSU recovers.
Yeah,
okay, LSU wins. It's almost like they need to gut the whole program and start over, maybe keeping 8 players. No, you still have a bunch of talented, high-level players on this roster. like, it's one bad player can make a play, can make everyone else plays right, but one person makes a bad play and that ruins the whole play. That's not what happened here, but like a couple bad players or a couple bad plays. I thought some of our D linemen and O linemen, like those are things that aren't easily replaceable. But those are players I think you keep. I mean, a lot of young corners or DBs that are high rated guys. Like, I think you're going to have a lot of people that are just high from the loss tonight that are saying this is something where you have to flip the entire program. Like, obviously you're gonna fire some coaches. You're gonna fire most of the coaches on the staff.
I think probably all of them at this point. I don't really think anyone's gonna stay.
And so someone actually raised a question to me in a chat. Over under 40 and a, over under 45 and a half new players on the roster in the transfer portal. I said
just counting the portal.
I think so.
Probably under.
That's what they said. Yeah.
I
said under as well. What number would I have to give you?
I mean, that's a ton of players to turn over.
It is. That's like Colorado Dion year one thing. Well, what number would you get to where it's like, okay, that's a question?
I'd say, I would just say in general, I probably expect like 2025. That's probably where
2025.
I mean, in the portal, even that's a big portal. That's a big portal, change. I mean, I don't really think you're going to see guys leave in mass unless like a new coach comes in and tells them they don't want them and they want to bring their own guy. Like, I don't really see that happening. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay,
in terms of
back to some...
We're going to go for it.
Clean house,
Yeah, I
fire
mean,
everybody, even the volunteers.
they're gonna, y'all. Like they're gonna do that. I don't think there's anyone on this staff really. I mean, I said maybe Billy G. I kind of don't see that happening at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't, but I kind of think it's probably just going to be a clean start.
Everything bad happened on this Napier regime. This offense is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, no
The
arguments there.
guy who hired Napier keeps looking dumber and dumber. I agree Scott Strickland should be fired. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
I think it gets interesting if we do miss on Lane Kiffin. Although I don't think he's going to get fired because he's
he just
lacks
signed that new deal.
upper management.
Like,
that's why. Like,
yeah.
But tired of the 12 personnel. Wide receivers can't get separation. Slants killing the corners. I mean, everyone. Here's the problem: we run 12 personnel with terrible tight ends. Tony Livingston's shown a little bit. I mean, it's not like he's making insane plays, but like, it's better than dropping passes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my issue is just like, I mean, teams that don't have good tight ends don't run as much 12 personnel as we do. Like, there's an element of you might have something you ideally want to do, but you have to understand what where your personnel's at and base the offense accordingly.
Yeah. We have all this speed and not using. Yeah, I agree. I mean,
it also doesn't help that like Lagway still misses guys sometimes. Like, nothing about the operation's good right now.
You just go out and hire the water boy because Kiffin not coming to this dumpster program. Man, we'll see.
I mean, this team just had his guys on the rocks last week, and they're going to the playoffs. So it's like, I mean, I hear you. I mean, I don't think Lane's watching this game. Like, if Lane was coming to Florida, he's not watching this game and being like, never mind.
Yeah. Like, man, them losing that game really changes the contract they're offering me, the NIL they're offering me, the location of Gainesville. Like, it really doesn't change anything. If Lane comes, think he brings his own quarterback, what that means for DJ. So I think there's two situations here. One, Lane goes and gets some, starter guy like we've mentioned his name, Jaron Kiwi Sagachupelli. There's some other high level player that's like, if you're coming here, they're starting. Or he maybe brings in some younger guy, brings in someone that you wouldn't be surprised if they competed with Lagway. Like, I don't think it's a surefire thing that if Lane comes here or whoever comes here, whatever coach we get, is like is telling Lagway to kick rocks. I mean, you can still see there's something with Lagway at times, but I would be surprised if a coach comes here and it's just like, yep, Lagway's the guy right away. Especially now that you only have the one transfer portal before after in January. There's no spring portal, so you got to get a guy to come here and hopefully convince him to come here and compete with Lagway because that's also interesting. Like, if you lose that QB battle, you can't leave during the spring. Something I just kind of just realized.
Yeah, no, that is an interesting dynamic. Yeah, you can't like feast off guys who lost position battles. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Lane specifically is that Trinidad's out of eligibility. And I mean, even if you were to bring like Austin Simmons, I don't think you bring Austin Simmons as your main guy. I think you bring Austin Simmons as a guy to compete for a
I agree. Oh, is that where he went with or?
Well, I mean, if Lane comes, I guess his own quarterback could mean anyone in the portal. I guess I took that to mean bring someone with him from Ole Miss, but yeah, I guess he could just mean anyone in the portal. So no, Trinidad does not have another year. He is done. So
he's done.
It would be Austin Simmons who lost his job to injury earlier this year.
And if not Lane, I would love from Lincoln Riley.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I would say from what I've heard, it's not a definitive no, but I don't think Lincoln Riley's the backup right now. Is their number 2? I don't think the number 2 option is set in stone, but from what I heard, I don't think it would be Lincoln Riley.
I mean, frankly, I'd be curious to hear who it would be because like all these backup options are kind of nuking their own stock as we speak. I mean, Brent Key's team took another ugly loss tonight. Louisville was horrible today. I mean, ugly when you've given up 48 points to NC State, 34 to Boston College and 42 to Pitt. I'd say that's pretty ugly. In a 3-game stretch.
I will say Brent Key is one of the names that continues to hang around in that backup category. Because I don't think Jeff Brom was there for a minute, especially after being Miami, but I don't think Jeff Brom's in it. You know, Rhett Lashley, I don't think he's in it. I don't think it's not gonna be Drinkwitz. That
I mean,
I know.
Fish is like the Kalshi leader, but like I haven't heard any I haven't heard any smoke connecting Fish to the job at all.
We haven't even talked to Fish. All the Fish smoke came from because of his interview that came out a couple weeks ago. Like Fish wants the job, but we haven't even talked to him. That's a breaking case of emergency type of situation.
Yeah.
Stop thinking Kiffin because he's not running out that tunnel wearing orange blue. Hey, we'll see.
Maybe not. We'll see.
No, Lincoln Riley's buyout is only $4 million if he leaves.
You got to remember, coaches have a buyout for if they get fired and a buyout for if they leave of their own accord for another job, and that buyout is much lower than whatever. So whenever you go and look up Google Lincoln Riley buyout, you're seeing the buyout if USC fired him. I would guess his buyout if he were to leave would be somewhere in the $5 to $10 million range.
It's 4. That's what I hear. 4.
Okay.
And I bet that's probably because I remember there's always been talks about Lincoln going to the NFL. So that's probably why it's lower. That's probably why it's lower right there. But doesn't his quarterback if we're talking about Lane, no.
We addressed
Trinidad is 5th-year senior.
Yeah, Trinidad's done.
Norvell will get his first road win next week. First time in 2 seasons. I think if we run the ball, I think we could run all over. I think Ball is going to go for like 200. Could go for like 200 yards on his FSU run defense. If we decide to run the ball.
I'll probably end up picking FSU tomorrow night, but I'll probably end up picking Florida tomorrow night. But like, if you ask me right now, I don't feel particularly good about that matchup.
Yeah, Kenny, he wants out of USC. I have heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Before they hired. Yeah,
that
I don't know about that.
I don't
think it would have been a surprise if we talked to him, we talked to us. But I think the USC job is where he wanted to be. I think I would say he got screwed over. I think he got surprised by the fact that the USC went to the Big Ten.
Yeah, no, 100%. He didn't. He took that job thinking he was going to be in the Pac-12. No, I mean, the thing is, I think I kind of don't buy that Lincoln wanted the job because it seems like the reason he didn't take the LSU job was because he didn't want to be in the SEC, and that's why he was leaving Oklahoma in the first place. Now, granted, I think he'd probably, at this point, rather be in the SEC than be in the Big Ten having to deal with the travel schedule that USC has to deal with, and just the fact that they are NIL-wise very limited compared to Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, probably. So, yeah. And Oregon, obviously. So,
I mean, now we're just trolling William.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike Norvell, the next coach for UF. I mean, now we're just.
I mean, I will say at this point, I'd probably, if I had to bet, I'd probably say Mike Norvell sticks around next year.
I think if they beat Florida, so they make the bowl game, yes. But if I feel like you have to, now that James Franklin went to Virginia Tech.
That's my point. It's like, who are they going to hire?
Because I think the best name for him is Ryan Silverfield, but you can't go and hire another Memphis coach.
Oh, that'd be so
That's
funny.
Also assuming
it'd be really funny if they did, though. It'd be really funny if they
That's
did.
also assuming he would take the job.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I'm not going to come out here and. I'm not going to say he's he's too good for FSU or whatnot, but I don't think he's going to get an SEC job this offseason, but someone could open.
We'll see what happens at Arkansas. If there's one, that would be the one.
That would be the one. But I thought I saw that Arkansas was down to its final 5 or something, and it didn't include Silverfield.
I saw that they're in the quote unquote final stages of their head coaching search. I didn't see names or a final list or anything.
I think so. It may have been just projection, but I'm pretty sure the one I saw had Eric Morris, Will Stein. I think Bobby Petrino was on it, but I don't expect him to get that job.
That's not going to happen. They haven't won an SEC game, man.
No. Oh my God, they're going to finish. They played Missouri, don't they? Last week.
Yes, correct.
Probably Thursday.
Probably Friday. Friday's a really loaded slate. There's a lot of games on Friday.
So I know the Friday games are the Texas A&M, Texas, Georgia, Georgia Tech, and Ole Miss, Mississippi. Those are the 3 ABC games.
Maybe. I just know Missouri, Arkansas has like historically been played on Black Friday. It might be different this year. That's just like what it's typically been in the past.
Oh no, it's Saturday. Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I think it's a 3:30 game too, right? Or yeah, 3:30 on Ubo.
Speaking of, have they announced the time for FSU next week yet? I saw it was 3:30 or 4:30.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Why would it be on 4:30?
SEC Network. That would be the SEC Network afternoon slot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it must be. I don't. 4:30 is just a weird time.
Yeah.
Let me look at some of these stats from this game here. We're really just going to talk about Jaden Ball. It sucks that Jaden Ball was not only our leading rusher but our leading receiver.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. On two catches.
Should have been 3. That's a pancake by Barber. That shouldn't be called a holding.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, just nothing went right for the Gators tonight. Like, I mean, not that they were going to win either way, but like every break that could have gone against them went against them.
Yeah, so Jaden Ball, 18 carries for 96 yards. His long was 16. So, I mean, Jaden Ball was consistently running.
Mm-hmm.
There was maybe like 2 plays in the entire game where Ball was getting stopped at the line. And I remember one of them, Caden Jones just got beat by Tyree West. But hey, I remember talking when we were talking to Tucker.
Yeah.
When we were talking to Tucker, I was like, he was saying his interior offensive line, probably if there's a big weakness, it's that. And I thought we ran pretty well, and that's why I kind of have a little bit of confidence going to that FSU game that we can run the ball if we have this same showing. I mean that FSU tackling effort is just horrible.
Yeah, I'm just worried that defensively, we just don't seem to have that edge right now anymore.
No, just gotta. I think Tennessee's offense is statistically one of the best, if not is one of the best in the country. Like FSU, they hit some big time plays, and those could kill us. I think it's gonna be an interesting game because I think that could be a game that's scored below 20s. I think it's gonna be a game that's scored upper 20s and 30s even.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. Well, say what you will about Castellanos, but Florida has struggled with mobile quarterbacks at times. So that's, potential to have some offense there. And I think Florida will probably be able to run the ball. I think Florida probably will hit a couple big plays in the passing game. But I don't think the defense is I don't know if it's an effort thing or just an injuries thing or all of the above, but defense is pretty clearly not where it was at one point this season.
No, injuries, effort. Playing Braden Slade out there at safety.
Yeah.
And Stubbs finally comes on the field and he just gets spun off by Tennessee player. Lagway missed a touchdown pass to J. Michael Sertivant because he does his fadeaway throw that he loves to do and he always misses it.
Yeah.
Vernell Brown, 3 catches, 14 yards. Vernell Brown is going to finish the year with no touchdowns if he doesn't get one against FSU.
It's also how is he only getting 4 targets in this game, man? It's like Florida's passing numbers are kind of unbelievable when you just think about the fact that they were down this entire game. How do you not get a little bit more production just out of necessity?
Lagway, just bad day.
Yeah.
Oof, Nico. Man, how did UCLA win 3 straight and now they've lost 4 straight again, or 3 straight again?
Jerry
Neuheisel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neuheisel effect. Yeah.
And Nico just fumbled. They're already down 10-0 to Washington.
It's our next head coach right there.
I think people overreact a bit to Jed Fish. I don't think he's going to be the next head coach. I wouldn't hate it as much as others would.
I wouldn't either. It's just there's just no reason I see to think that's going to happen right now. There's just been zero smoke.
It's just the fact that he coached here or was went here and was a GA.
There's been smoke for other than Lane. There's been, I would say, real smoke for Summerall, Key, Brom.
It's
and
not
Drinkwitz.
Summerall. There hasn't really been smoke for. There was a visit
mean,
thing, but that's just a play. That was Summerall was
Yeah.
never going to be a serious candidate. I think
I
he's a good
mean,
coach, and
I
I
mean,
think he should be a candidate.
you say that, like, does that change if Lane announces something on Saturday other than what we're hoping he does? I mean, because it probably should, right? Like, if Ole Miss would have wanted him, if Auburn wants him, if he was a backup for LSU, like, Florida should probably kick the tires.
I don't think it does. I don't think we do. I think. I mean,
it's just like
so. Tulane's basically also a lock for the American Championship. Like Tulane's the front runner to make the playoff right now.
Yeah, they are.
And they play a 1-win Charlotte team, which if John Summerall chokes that game, I mean.
Granted, I'd probably pick North Texas to beat them at this moment in time.
Did North Texas beat Rice? I saw they were trailing to Rice earlier.
That's a great question. I don't know. My take on North Texas beating them was irrespective of anything North Texas has done today.
They outscored them. So they went up. So Rice was up 14-0. They then outscored them 28. They outscored them a lot. 56-10 after going down 14-0.
Gotcha. That will do it.
Yeah,
that will do
North
it.
Texas only has one loss. Okay. And they're going to beat Temple on Friday.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't think anyone would be surprised if Tulane beat North Texas in that game.
No, I wouldn't be either. I'm just saying, like, I think they are the front runner in terms of they're the highest ranked. I don't think it's anywhere near a given that they win that game, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So if we talk about coaches that I could legitimately see being our coach next year, I think Lane's the front runner. And then there's some names I don't want to say here, but Brent Key is definitely he's on the list, whether you like it or not. I think I've heard I haven't heard Brom is off the list, but I haven't really heard his name mentioned.
I mean, they're
like I know
right now. Like I don't think that's going to be very palatable.
I don't think Brom would be a good hire for us. I don't think I think he'd be like a worse Dan Mullen.
Mm-hmm.
Like his recruiting efforts, but he's a good offensive guy. He would get us a big win every year, but maybe if we have the right schedule, he finishes 10-2 once. But I don't think he'd be a good fit I don't think he'd be a right hire for us. And then I've just heard Drinkwitz isn't on the list. Then I'd say probably Fish, in case of emergency scenario.
Well, one of Florida's insiders this week reported publicly that there's literal backlash. Or sorry, the administration is aware that there would be backlash if they were to hire Drink. So I mean,
yes, that's why
look, y'all, I know you guys don't want him. It seems pretty clear that you've made your voices heard and they have listened. So
my understanding, Scott was high on Drink, and it was always going to be lane 1, but then Drink was probably 2. But there's some backlash from boosters and fans really put out the backlash. And I think it's going to be interesting because I think LSU is going to end up hiring Drinkwitz. I think that's all that's going to happen. And I've seen a lot of fans, I think Drink's a good coach. I wouldn't be mad if we hired Drink. It's not going to happen, but I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd be interesting to see how LSU fans react if they hire Drink.
I was a Drink defender. My take kind of for a while had been you guys need to relax about Drink. It's not exactly what we want, but it would probably work pretty well. I'm not saying I don't believe that anymore, but I will say I feel a lot less inclined to defend him with the way they've struggled down the stretch this year. Now, granted, quarterback injuries, very real thing, fair excuse. Still would like to be hiring, especially a guy that doesn't necessarily have the bona fides in terms of big time wins, that kind of thing. I'd like to be hiring a guy that's just coming with a little bit more shine than he has right now.
Yeah, LSU fans have said a lot of LSU fans said on Twitter they'd rather have Frank Wilson than Eli Drinkwitz.
I mean, no, you wouldn't, but I feel where you're coming from.
Yeah, they probably just think he's gonna be the next Coach O and win him a fluke national title.
Yeah, okay, man.
That the difference between Florida's program and LSU's program is, they had that. It's a national title. It's not a fluke, but outside of that 1 year, they hired Brian Kelly. Florida could have went and hired. I mean, Mike Gundy really wanted the Florida job.
Mike Gundy would have crawled over broken glass to take that job, buddy.
Well, Oklahoma State was a good spot back then. Like, I think Mike Gundy would have been a good floor hire. Like, I think we would have been better every year than we were under Napier with Mike Gundy. Like, we would probably be winning 8 games, maybe 1-9, maybe we would have gone like 9-8-7 or something like that. But like, I think it would have been a better floor hire. We just went with the high risk, high reward hire and Billy Napier. But like, outside of that, the only difference between the two programs is the fact that they had that title run in 2019. Like, between 2010 and 2019, we were the same program. Like, results.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the argument they have is that they've won 2 national titles with 2 not very good coaches, which is a good point. I mean, that's fair. My counter to that, at least if I'm Florida, like, what I'm telling Lane's representatives is, yeah, and then what happened to those guys? They both got fired. Like,
yeah,
so that was all I had to say. Yeah,
I've seen multiple people point out, like, Florida's now fired 5 straight coaches.
4
straight coaches.
Mullen. Yeah, 4. Yeah.
LSU's fired 3 straight coaches.
Yeah.
Kelly, Cocho, and Les Miles. Like, they're one off. You know, it's just some interesting arguments, and all the smoke online is Lane Kiffin to LSU. Now, I have seen because basically all the past like 3 days has been LSU or Ole Miss, and people have been saying Florida's out of it, which was just not true. But now I've seen, like, today, it's been okay. It's probably going to be LSU, but hey, don't count out Florida.
Yeah.
So it's starting to trickle back up, but I think Kiffin's going to be the next head coach here anyways.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have any inside info here. You're more tuned in than I am. All I'm going to say, and this is based on nothing but my own sort of hunch and inclination, I'm not saying that Lane's coming to Florida. Lane could very easily be going to LSU. I'm just saying there's a reason you're hearing all this LSU smoke and you're not. Like, I mean, look, the fact that, like, I mean, Jimmy Sexton's a master of this. If you're hearing about things, you're hearing about it for a reason. And I personally, I'm not saying this means that he's coming to Florida. I just find it interesting that Lane's family's trip to Gainesville did not leak until the LSU news, the news of his family visiting LSU leaks. The Florida's reported offer to Lane did not leak until LSU's reported offer to
Our
Lane
offer
leaked.
also hasn't leaked.
Well, I mean, On3 reported that they're
Brett McMurphy said that everyone's offering him around $13 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. But that's the first time we've ever seen even a legitimate report saying here's the ballpark of what Florida's offering. That's my point.
Yeah. So, I also would like to say, since last night, Ross Dellinger reported that LSU's gonna is offering Lane like 6 years or 5 years, $90 million, I think what it was, or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then this morning, who was it this morning that leaked? I can't remember who it was, but someone this morning, another credible site, reported like 7 years or same amount of years or whatever, $96 million. And then
I want to say it was Brandon Marcello of CBS Sports. I
might
be wrong about
Brandon
that,
Marcello.
that's what it was. Yeah.
And then a couple hours later, I think it was On3 reported $100 million. Like, I mean,
which is weird because apparently it was a done deal at 90. So why is it still going up?
Exactly. It's like you have 3 different credible sources, that are reporting 3 different numbers.
Yeah.
I
think we'll see. All I can tell y'all is just hang tight. A lot's going to be said in the next week. And I'm not saying it's going to be good news at the end of it. I'm just saying if it were a done deal right now, we would have heard about it. This would be public if this were a done deal. So
I'm not talking about someone on TigerDroppings.com saying it's a done deal.
Yeah.
But that's going to be it for tonight's show. We'll be live tomorrow night at a little bit later, 7:30, 7:15, after the Jags game closes. I didn't even realize we played at 4.
After the Jags
4.
dominate the Arizona Cardinals tomorrow, and I feel a little bit better about my football life.
We're close. I mean, we should make the playoff. I talked about it last week. You know,
You
don't want to jump the gun here, but yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow after the Jacksonville Arizona game at around 7:30ish o'clock. But I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of watching this. Maybe some hope for the future.
Frankly, I hope you guys turned it off and enjoyed time with your loved ones and family or whatever hobby you have. That's frankly what I hope right now.
Yeah, but we'll make sure you guys leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow for a show. Hope you have a great night and great Sunday. But until then, we'll see you next time. And as always, go Gators.